But it didn't take long to learn that 1994 would be no ordinary season. That much became apparent in the season opener in Denver, as an undaunted offense began its season-long script of spectacular scores.
Goes on the run, caught by Facundo, touchdown San Diego. Everybody into the pattern, great protection. He looks and throws wide open to save. He caught it, touchdown San Diego. Humphries to throw, looks long, he's got Jefferson open, he's got it, touchdown San Diego.
While the offense dropped bombs on the Broncos, the Chargers defense dropped the hammer.
Intercepted by San Diego. Back up the Chargers. Out comes Richard to the goal line, to the 30. He is going to go all the way. Stanley Richards is going to go 100 yards for a touchdown.
The NFL's most explosive offense was complemented perfectly by its most opportunistic defense. But the Chargers were better than the sum of their parts. They had the synergistic energy of a true team and the belief in each other.
Touchdown, San Diego.
Even the Denver game, before our last drive, we were in the huddle and in a TV timeout, and you could see lightning streaking across the sky at the far end. And as corny as that sounds, that thought went through my mind. You know, this is somebody, something.
Someone, somehow, sounded like destiny. And Fortune's instrument proved to be the best linebacker in the game.
Throw, steps up to throw, pump fakes, looks, intercepted by San Diego. Yes, they got the ball. Junior Seau took the ball away from Elway, and the Chargers have got the ball.
I think this team has a lot of great desire and heart, players that never give up no matter what the score is, what time it is in the game, a team that just wants to win.
Naysayers cried fluke, but the Chargers themselves knew better.
The pitch, Natron Means coming left, gets the block, puts his head down, dives in, touchdown, San Diego.
In week 2, Natron Means buried the Bengals with bruising runs, while Stan Humphries found Mark Say for his second score in as many weeks. What San Diego fans suspected, the Chargers confirmed a week later against the Seahawks. Long shots or not, long plays would be the order of the season.
Intercepted by San Diego at the 40-yard line. Back comes the Chargers. Stanley Richard is going to go all the way and score. Touchdown, San Diego.
In an outrageous display of one-upsmanship, San Diego's offense had an answer to every question.
Third down in 99. Yeah, you make the call. You be the offensive coordinator. What are you doing? Third. Go deep. Tony Martin deep. Go deep. San Diego. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. 1 running back. Everybody into the pattern. Harris Humphries to throw. He's looking long. Got a man open. He is caught at the 40-yard line by the Chargers. Streaking is Tony Martin to the 20, to the 10. He scores! A 99-yard touchdown pass. Stan Humphries to Tony Martin.
The longest play in Chargers history kept the Bolts undefeated. A week later, Darian Gordon's fleet feet quashed any remaining doubts about the Chargers being a flash in the pan.
It drives Gordon back to the 11. Through the first tackle, runs to the 10, gets a block to the 15, finds a seam, gets another block, goes to the 30, streaking down the sidelines to the 40, to midfield, pass Gossett, and Gordon is down to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, he scores! Touchdown, San Diego!
Still, with 7 seconds remaining, it was up to the best kicker in the game to keep San Diego unbeaten.
Field goal to win it with 7 seconds to go in the game. The snap, it's down. On the way, Carney.
John Carney's clutch kick accounted for only 3 of his league-high 135 points, but none was bigger, as San Diego took sole possession of first place in the AFC West.
Taking it one game at a time, You know, we're trying to get to the big show.
On their way to the big show, the Chargers put a big hurt on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chargers offense continued to execute with devastating efficiency.
On a third down, they're going to fake the handoff to Harmon, throws to the end zone to Say, touchdown, San Diego. First and goal, they're going to run Means on the counter to the 5, keep going, touchdown.
Natron Means' career-high 125 yards was a testament to the explosiveness of the Natron bomb. And a week later, the MVP left the Saints shell-shocked with another 100-yard game and 3 scores.
They run Jefferson in motion, run the counter, come up, they throw to the he scores!
At 6-0, the Chargers were off to their best start in franchise history. And while Means was hitting the holes, Junior Seau and Leslie O'Neal were leading a defense that hit everything in sight.
Right? Let's go. Break. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
In Game 8 against the Seahawks, Ronnie Harmon helped ensure a sweet season sweep of Seattle. But it was 3 weeks later in Kansas City that the Chargers huddled up and hunkered down for a pivotal AFC West showdown.
The hell with the move, fellas. The hell with the move. Let's go tomorrow. No tomorrow. We're packed up if we lose, right? Let's go ahead and win. Just win. Next set. Set. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Set.
The gray day looked even grimmer as the Chiefs ran out to a 13-point lead in the first half. But Kansas City's taunts would turn to tears as the Chargers staked a claim to the big time with big plays. With that bolt from the blue, the Chargers found inspiration. Then, Leslie O'Neal found Joe Montana as he recorded a sack in his 4th consecutive game. Under the relentless pressure, Montana misfired, and it was time for a new quarterback to play the part of the hero. Stan Humphries didn't disappoint. At 8-2, the Chargers had good reason to celebrate. Clearly, this was a team capable of anything. And against the Rams in Game 12, the Chargers continued to catch lightning in a bottle, while Darian Gordon made sure no one would catch him.
Fields it at the 25. Coming left gets a block. Look out to the 40. Back to midfield. 180 degrees down the sidelines to the 40. To the 20. He scores! Touchdown, Saints.
Gordon's flashy return served as the inspiration. Sean Van Horse provided the punctuation. With the division title all but assured, San Diego fans basked in the sunlight of success, but darker times lay ahead.
All of a sudden, we kind of went into a little bit of a stumbling there through the second half of the season.
Here's Humphries to throw. Here comes the blitz. He rambles left, and he's going to be sacked back at the middle. Fumbles. The police are going to say he was down. And Stan is in pain again. Stan went down, shoulder first, face first, into the turf of the...
I think injuries was the big part of it. And then also, after we lost a couple games, maybe we did start to believe what the media was saying about us being a mediocre team. I think we started doubting ourselves at one point.
That was the point in time when we realized that if we were going to do anything, we had to come together.
Baby, we've been having it 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, we haven't gotten it done. Let's get it done this week. I'm tired of this book. Now let's get it done. Let's go. 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Game 15 against the Jets was gut check time.
Throw everybody into the pattern. Heaving it long, wide open. It is caught.
And like the champions they were, the Chargers played their best when it mattered most.
We got to win this, so we got to take this title home. He wants to throw off play action, looking long, heaving it deep to Tony Martin. He caught it.
It was a moment to savor as the Chargers clinched the AFC West Division title for the second time in 3 years. But while owner Alex Spanos was soaking up the moment, head coach Bobby Ross was simply getting soaked.
close. Great job, fantastic. You rose to the occasion. God bless. I tell you what, I don't know what to say. I'm just so damn happy.
I feel good, man. I just want to say it feels real good to win all the thing like that.
In the regular season finale against the Steelers, Andre Coleman provided a spectacular finish to the Chargers' record-setting season. At 11-5, the Chargers proved they were one of the NFL's elite teams, but more importantly, had earned home field advantage for their divisional playoff game. The Chargers entered their AFC divisional playoff game against the Dolphins with high hopes, and why not? A record-setting crowd was on hand to watch the local heroes take another step toward Super Bowl 29.
This is a 60-minute ball game. A 60-minute ball game. You've got to keep pounding the whole 60 minutes. All the way. You understand? For 60 minutes laid on the line. All right, on three, bring on three, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fortunately, football is a 60-minute game, because for the first 30 minutes, the Dolphins simply dominated.
Marino throws, it's complete to the 5. It's a touchdown, Mike Williams. Touchdown, Miami.
And the Dolphins have taken absolute, complete control of this game.
But while Miami's offense was bound to cool down, it seemed as though the Chargers' attack would never heat up. And when Natron Means was stopped short of a score, well, things looked bleak. But the Chargers' defense never blinked, and on the next series served notice that Miami's offense would no longer be a factor.
First down, they try to run it out of the end zone. The tackle is made down on the goal line. The Chargers are signaling safety. Yes, they got a safety. Ruben Davis comes up with a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, which is in the end zone.
If the defense had become an immovable object, Natron Means and the offense became an irresistible force. On his way to a new career-high 139 yards rushing, Means reeled off what may have been the run of the year.
To the 10, down to the 5, down to the 1, for touchdown, San Diego!
Means' dogged determination spoke volumes about the Chargers' will to win. Storybook season, the chapters kept getting better. So trailing by 6 points with under 2 minutes to play, Stan Humphries knew he would have to author one more page.
Stan Humphries will turn, play action right off a blitz, throws, caught, touchdown, San Diego! They turned him on a blitz, Miami sent everybody from the far side of Dade County, and the Chargers have taken the lead with a half-minute.
Playing hard all the time is the mark of a professional, but making the plays when it matters is the sign of a champion. And while euphoria rightly reigned at Jack Murphy Stadium, the Chargers had not fulfilled their destiny. The showdown for the conference championship still remained.
San Diego has won! The Chargers have won the game! The San Diego Chargers have beaten the Miami Dolphins. Final score, 22-21. Blitzburg, here comes a lightning bolt. All right, super win, but we can't be too euphoric, man. We got one thing that we're coming for. What is that? That's the big one. So now we got to get ready for Pittsburgh, okay?
From Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh on a rainy Sunday, the San Diego Chargers are hoping some thunder and lightning shows up on the field later today. The Chargers hoping to go where they've never, ever been before, the Super Bowl.
You started the same in the same environment. You started it deeper. You dealt with the depth. We got to play together, play hard. The coverage team stay here. Break our lead on 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
After surrendering a first-quarter touchdown, San Diego's defense began to pick up the pace by shutting down the Steelers' attack and displaying the form that makes him the most feared linebacker in the game. Junior Seau